Yo, what's going on, you guys? We have the Summoner's Choice 2025 champions. So, we're going to be going through some of them and just see some possibilities of what these champions, like how could they act in game. And I actually asked ChatGPT to give me a description of each of them and what their role would be in the game. So, we're going to go one by one, starting with the Daredevil Elektra. So it's basically Elektra, but she took up the Daredevil mantle. And we're going to start with her. And then starting with Daredevil Elektra, she just took up the Daredevil mantle basically after Daredevil was imprisoned, or Matt Murdock was imprisoned. So it's basically just Elektra in the Daredevil costume. But I think all these champions are supposed to be skill. There's like a lot of like hinting at like these champions supposedly having to be skill, all of these in the vote. But her class, so we're gonna go with her class type. I mean ChatGPT, we're just gonna go with ChatGPT says to kind of like see if it'd be true or not. But ChatGPT is saying she'd be skill, and I can understand this. You know, she Daredevil skill, Elektra skill, just makes a lot of sense. And it's saying she would have maybe some bleed effects, some evade, some crit hit bonus based on if they're suffering from a stun or debuffs, and then just combo based bonuses, so like gaining additional attack or power while her combo is higher. So I don't know, personally me, I'm not gonna vote for her, but she'd be pretty interesting. Honestly, she's not like super boring to me. Let me know your guys' thoughts on every single one of these characters, but she seems pretty cool, but just not like super interesting to me personally. And the next character we're going to go with is Echo. She has her own TV show, as you guys probably all know. I did not watch it, and I don't know. I don't think a lot of people did, but you know, I personally don't want her in the game. Really, I don't really care for her. She'd just be another skill type champion. ChatGPT is saying, you know, mimicking abilities, like allowing her to like kind of switch between like, you know, yeah, like True Strike, and just switch between like debuffs, or I don't really know, but just saying a True Strike, you know, like a lot more buffs as the fight goes on, and like some more combo enhancements because of your skill. So something like that. I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts, of course, but I'm just not interested in Echo. But it's basically the same kind of deal-ish with Daredevil Elektra. But now we have the Hellcat. So Patsy Walker. She's a hero. She has, you know, agility, martial arts, you know, just another type of skilled champion. She it would say she might have some agility, like evade, and just like ability to dex special attacks, and just kind of like, you know, with the dodge mechanics. And then she might have some precision and cruelty, precision and cruelty. So like a lot of crit damage, and I could see that. She looks like she'd probably be a skill Tigra overall, just like with some bleeds and crit. Basically a skill Tigra. I think she's kind of cool, but she's not getting my vote, unfortunately. Because you have to vote for one, or actually you might be able to vote for multiple. But the next we have is the Shroud. So this guy might get one of my votes. He's a vigilante with the ability to manipulate and generate dark force, which is an energy that allows him to create cloaks of darkness for stealth, attack, and defense. So he could have like fear debuffs, kind of like Serpent, but they're saying he'd be a mystic, ChatGPT. So he doesn't seem like a skill champion to me either, but because he'd have some invisibility because he has his cloak, energy damage with his dark force abilities, power control probably with the dark force kind of effects, and then a fear debuff, as I said. So this guy does seem pretty cool. He probably will get one of my votes because I'm pretty sure you get multiple votes. He might get one of my votes. He just seems pretty interesting. I feel like I just feel like he would have an interesting kit. And I don't think he'd be skilled, but he probably might get one of my votes. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. And up next we have Colleen Wing. So she is a master martial artist, of course, and a swordswoman. So she has a sword, pretty cool. Working alongside Misty Knight. She's just a disciplined fighter, so she'd probably be skill. Have bleed damage, just stacking bleeds. It says, Furies. Able to like have block proficiency because her sword, she just has expertise in like fighting and stuff. And then another thing with her combo, probably because most skill champions have combo stuff, but I feel like she'd have, yeah, definitely stacking debuffs or some sort of stacking mechanic. She seems pretty cool. I don't know. I have to think on this one too, but I didn't see a lot really going on with her when I researched her. ChatGPT is not giving me a lot either. She's kind of just like a swordswoman, not a little bit bland to me. But I definitely feel like when she comes to the game one day, she'll probably be cool. I feel like she'd be a cool addition. So personally, not really for me, but I feel like there would be something pretty cool going on with her. I just don't know what. Now, this is who I think will get my vote. Hunter's Moon. So most people are going to vote for the next character up, which is Mr. Knight, which I probably have to vote for because it's the popular vote. But Hunter's Moon is pretty cool. He's another avatar of Khonshu, like Moon Knight, but he's like the opposite of Moon Knight. He's his enemy, and he looks awesome, man. It says he'd be another mystic, possibly. I think he'd probably fit in with skill, though. And he'd probably have some Khonshu, moon phases, abilities like Moon Knight. But except Moon Knight already sucks. So this guy would probably be just an actual good version of Moon Knight, which we should just get Moon Knight reworked, man, honestly, at this point. So he'd probably have some debuffs, weakness, slow type of stuff. And then this photo is just awesome. He just looks really cool. He might be able to inflict like degen with Khonshu, but I think that if they added him to the game, he'd probably be a skill. They'd probably make him skill like Moon Knight. I don't know. He's pretty interesting to me. I feel like he'd be like a skill prowler kind of deal. He looks like Prowler too, but he'd probably be like a skill prowler. I don't know, or more just like a more up to date OG Black Panther. I really can't tell, but he looks pretty interesting, man. I have a feeling they would make him really good when they add him. Like I have a strong feeling he'd be good. He'd be like top 10 or top 5, maybe in the game. So I have to think on all of these, man. But he might get one of my votes probably. And we have Mr. Knight here for the next one. From the Moon Knight TV show, great TV show. This Mr. Knight guy, he's looking all fancy, and stuff, all bougie. But same thing. They're saying he'd be skill. ChatGPT saying he'd be skill. Stun control, combo based buffs, power suppression. So that's kind of like mystic abilities. And a special counter mechanic. So able to counter with specific attacks with like precision. So kind of crits. Just same skill mechanics. I don't know. I feel like he doesn't look like he does a lot. But I think they'd find a way to make him interesting. I feel like he's gonna be like kind of like Nick Fury. On paper, it doesn't seem like he'd be great, but they're gonna find a way to make him great. So he's probably gonna have to get most of my votes. He's probably just like popular in their vote, but yeah, he's probably gonna get my vote because he's just Mr. Knight. We need a good Moon Knight in the game, man. Even if it's not a rework, because we just need a good Moon Knight. Excuse me. And the final character is Power Man. He's basically another Luke Cage-esque character. Relating to him, he just has chi, energy, and he has strength and durability. So they're saying ChatGPT is saying he'd probably be science. I mean, he seems like he'd be a science character. Probably having like converting, definitely energy damage. He's a definitely energy-based character. So like power gain, like slow, he kind of looks like Shocker. I feel like he'd be like kind of like if he's science or if he's even added to the game, he'd be like a skill or science version of Shocker, but different because he has chi energy, kind of like Shang-Chi. So we'd have to see. I don't really know too much about him either. But let me know your guys' thoughts. who are you gonna vote for? I'm probably gonna vote for one of the Moon Knights, you know, the Mr. Knight or Hunter's Moon. We don't know too much about these characters yet. They're hinting at all of them being skill, but I don't think it really makes sense for all of them to be skill. But yeah, of course, let me know your guys' thoughts. We'll get to the votes soon. Be able to vote soon. But that's gonna do it for this video. Really gotta think about these votes. Those are my thoughts, and of course, I will be seeing all of you guys very soon.